Outdated textbooks are not being used in many classrooms in today's society, especially within foreign language classrooms. Often, old and irrelevant resources can make a mockery of cultural lessons, therefore not making it a realistic situation for students to relate to. Content needs to be relevant, meaningful, and applicable to students' lives. Having meaningful content can make a lesson a lot more memorable for a student, and they'll be more willing to contribute in class if they can relate. Often, this content isn't available in outdated textbooks. A quality textbook could provide a lot of benefits to a classroom. One being literacy-based activities that also tie in cultural relevance. This will also meet the needs of student learning objectives and other content-related standards. The first task that we should start off with is following the PechaKucha 20 slides and 20 seconds per slide format. This will help assess needs through analysis. The next step would be to create a survey that gathers data on student opinions. This would help provide background on what students think that textbooks contribute or do not contribute to a classroom setting. There could also be ways to assess the budget and how much money it would take to purchase new textbooks that are more modern and up to date. Also, if saving up money instead of not having enough on a certain budget, how long could it take? There would be a lot of different things that you need to weigh out, including the variety of textbooks that are available for different content. There are many different producers and publishers of different texts, and there are great places to find out where these are available. One of them is attending a conference. In Connecticut, there is the Connecticut Council of Language Teachers. This is an organization that promotes interaction and collaboration with different language teachers throughout the state. At these conferences, there are samples of texts and readers that are given out to educators. And while attending these conferences, something else that you could do would be to write a proposal to a building administrator requesting new textbooks once you've chosen one from the selection at the conferences. Meanwhile, another thing that an educator could do would be to see what textbooks they currently have, and maybe they could develop them into a model for new materials. So even though the content is outdated and sort of hard for students to relate to, you could update them, because why reinvent the wheel? A great way to have balance while implementing this new curriculum that you're developing would be to make sure that you have a balance of writing, reading, cultural lessons, listening, speaking, and projects within your thematic units and curriculum. You need to make sure that you're catering to every type of student. You could also look for other ways to revamp current curriculum. Not always having a textbook is something that a lot of different teachers face. One way that many teachers have been revamping their classrooms is by flipping the classroom. The flipped method changes things up for students. However, they have to have access to a computer or a tablet or some kind of device at home. They view a video and then they come back into class and practice with the teacher as a guide. Another thing that would be great for teachers to do is to search for content-relevant videos for instruction. There are many different links that can be found on YouTube and through other search engines. Educational TED Talks are also a great way to learn more about education and ways to teach. So while you're in this limbo waiting for your administrator to approve or deny the proposal for new textbooks, you have to think about how you can maintain effective instruction while waiting for the approval. So what can you do to keep being better at what you do while in this limbo? Another step that could be taken is finding alternative fundraising ideas for these textbooks. Having a club, like a French or Spanish club, promote different fundraisers could be a great way to get students involved in this as well. Finally, if you're actually going to receive the textbooks through the funding, and if you're going to be implementing them, you should take an additional survey to see results and see how students feel, as if they have benefited them or if it's just the same as before. It's very important to make sure that you're summarizing your findings, reflecting, learning, acting on your newfound thoughts, and then making sure you continue the process. Finally, applying results to real life and always looking to improve and learn is a great thing to finish up the PechaKucha with. So making sure that you're applying all of your new knowledge and taking on a reflective stance in your learning.